What up, though? What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with UncleChon, the podcast. It is a pleasure and an honor to be with you once again. I'm here for your entertainment pleasure. A lot of things going on. You got weather, you got government shutdown, you got war, you got the regular street nonsense that goes on, and you got unemployment and all that. But guess what? We ain't gonna think about that for about 20 or 30 minutes here. We just gonna chop it up with Uncle Sean and leave your worries on the doorstep. First thing I'm gonna do is kick a little black fact for you. In 1896, brother George Washington Carver invented peanut butter. In 1896, brother George Washington Carver invented peanut butter. And we've been spreading it around ever since. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was a kid, I don't remember nobody having no peanut allergy. That's some new shit. You know, I don't remember nothing like that. We didn't have no allergies and shit. We was motherfucking shit. I don't know. We was better specimens, I suppose. Shit. Yo, today on the Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean podcast, I'm gonna ruffle a couple feathers. I'm gonna talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? This is for my younger fellas. This is for my younger single fellas. I'm gonna give y'all some advice. I'm gonna give some ladies some advice. Unsolicited advice. You can take it or leave it. I don't give a flying fish sandwich. But I'm gonna tell you. Okay, listen. You see, one thing is for certain, and two things for sure. Us men, for the most part, we do not know how to pick a good woman. We don't. Because when we're young, we have physical attributes that we like on a woman, and we strictly we'll ignore everything else if the ass and the titties or the legs or the face or whatever it is that you like. Because believe it or not, different men like different things about women physically. You know, you got guys that like feet. Motherfuckers that actually like feet. To me, that's ridiculous. You got guys that like legs. You got guys that like behinds. You got guys that like breasts. You got guys that like a pretty face. You got guys that like natural hair or what they consider to be good hair. Or you got guys that like light-skinned women. You got guys that like dark-skinned women. You know. But here's the thing. When I was growing up, and that was a while ago, you know, I'm a 70s baby. But, you know, in the 80s, I was in my teens, and I don't think, what I'm about to tell you, I don't think the rules change. And I want you young dudes to listen to me very closely, because Uncle Sean know what he talking about. Now, it might sound like some bullshit, but I'm telling you, if a chick has got hair the color of any flavor of Jolly Rancher, she ain't shit. I'm telling you right now, if her hair is purple, green, red, yellow, blue, any flavor of fucking Jolly Ranchers, and I'm telling you, she ain't shit, she's a whore. Those are the girls back in the day who were defying their parent. Usually it was a single parent home, and the mother would catch holy hell with this little heifer. And she come home with her hair dyed red, blue, pink, and her mama can't do nothing with her, and the little bitch wanna do what she wanna do, and she run away from home. And she go and get fucked from house to house to house, from couch to couch to couch. It ain't changed. When you see these heifers running around with that red hair, blue hair, green hair, same bitch. And if you fuck with them, you're gonna suffer. And if you do something with them, you best to strap up. Because number one, everybody then eased up in that. Number two, the worst thing you can do is get one of those pregnant. You talking about some worrying. If you are any kind of a man that wants to try to take care of their children, you're going to have some days of worry. Because this bitch is not going to sit down and do right. I'm telling you, if they got that loud ass hair, don't even bother. Now, ladies, I can't give the men advice about no good women without giving you advice. If this young Negro is approaching 30 or over 30 years old, and he tells you he's trying to rap or he's a DJ, one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Oh, wait a minute, let me add one more. Or he's a promoter. That nigga ain't got no job. He bullshitting. Yeah. He bullshitting. If you've been rapping since you was 14 years old and here you are 33, you ain't finna get on. It's over. It's passed you by, bro. You bullshitting now. You trying to look like you doing something so you don't even gotta get no job. If that motherfucker tell you he a DJ, he ain't got no job. Because even if he got a job working at a club as a DJ, that's a side hustle at best. That ain't no motherfucking job. That's beer money. And 9 times out of 10, all the money he making, he's spending it at the club. Between running up a bar tab and trying to fuck them hoes, that money be gone. So don't get suckered with no dude who tell you I'm a rapper. And he always at the studio, but you ain't heard shit. Shit. That nigga is a professional weed smoker. That's what he does for a living. So if you want to waste your time with the next great rapper or Kid Capri, DJ extraordinaire, or the producer of the year, Dr. Dre, go ahead. And you shall be the only one working. Lying to your friends. You not know it's women out here that'll buy themselves a gift women that'll buy themselves a gift and say that they broke ass nigga gave it to them. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, fellas, let me tell you something. If you invite a woman out on a date, you're supposed to pay. If you invite somebody out, you pay. So, number one, you invited her out. You don't let her choose where you take her. You take her where you want to take her. And you don't take her nowhere where you can't afford the most expensive thing on the menu. That's how you know where to take her. So if you can only afford Applebee's, take her to Applebee's. If she don't want to go, then you don't take her on a date. That's all it is to it. You don't never take a woman no place where you can't afford the most expensive thing on the menu. 2 times. That's the formula. All you got to do is pull up the menu and look at the menu and find the most expensive thing on the menu. And if you can't afford to buy that 2 times with a drink and tip, then that ain't the place to take her. Flat out. Now, let me tell you something else, fellas. I don't know what's going on out here now, but these women bringing their friends on a date or their kids, that's a no-no. Excuse yourself to the restroom and beat it. Run. Don't argue with her. Don't discuss it. There's nothing to talk about. That's an uncouth, classless, low-frequency ass heifer. It ain't worth your time. You're going to be miserable if you deal with her. Yep. That's just like if I invite a woman out and I show up with my homeboy. You'd be a fool as a woman to get in the car with that bullshit. Yeah, that's the same thing to me. And then not only bring a friend, expect for the guy who invited you out on a date to pay for them. That's some hell of an audacity. You know, I think, to tell the truth, you should take a woman on the first date to the cheapest restaurant that you can find. I ain't saying bad food. I'm saying Applebee's, Chili's. That's where you should go. Now, listen. If you're a woman and you sitting up there wrinkling up your nose, if somebody tell they gonna take you to Applebee's or Chili's and you'll go there with your girlfriends or your mama or your auntie, hell, you be going to Golden Corral and eating at buffets with your family. But you act like you can't find nothing to eat at Applebee's or Chili's. Now I don't like Applebee's. I don't go to Applebee's, but I go to Chili's every now and then. See, there's a difference between somebody who wants to go out on a date and get to know you or whatever, and somebody who wants to try to get a meal that they couldn't otherwise afford for themselves. Because let me tell you something. If you're a woman, and let's say you are a woman who you got it like that, you truly got it like that. You eat top shelf everything. You ain't had a McDonald's burger since you was in your 20s. You ain't ate at rally. You don't, hell, you Five Guys, you don't even fuck with that. Like you go to Ruth Chris and Morton's Steakhouse and the Whitney, and I'm naming places in Detroit. You You go to the finest restaurants, the 5-star joints. That's where you eat at. And a guy invites you out, and he says, let's go to. I'm gonna pick you up. We're gonna go. You know, first of all, I don't know if you should ask where you're going, but usually most men will ask, well, what kind of food do you like? And then they'll try to pick something within their budget around what kind of food you like. So if you say you like seafood, and he takes you to Red Lobster, okay, I get it. Yeah, it's a chain restaurant. I'm highbrow. I don't eat there. Look, first of all, don't act like it ain't nothing on that menu you don't like. If you don't like nothing else, you like them damn biscuits. Go in there, have a few biscuits, order some fried shrimp. What's the difference between fried shrimp here and fried shrimp there? Order some fried shrimp, shrimp cocktail. You can eat something on the menu. Order a couple drinks. Y'all talk. You might like the guy. Guess what? Here's the thing a lot of women don't think about because they're too selfish or whatever. If you're trying to show him this is how I do it, then the next time you take him out somewhere you want to go. But see, some of y'all are so tight that and you don't think you're supposed to pay for nothing when you go out with a man. So most of the time you're sitting at home with a pint of Haagen-Dazs, texting your other fat friend about some bullshitting ass show y'all watch together. Both of y'all watch on Friday and Saturday night. Because you so good. Yep. Now, fellas, look, you also have to be able to read the woman that you trying to talk to. Now, look here. If you are a Walmart cashier and you know that this woman is a registered nurse, you might not want to try to date her. Now, I'm not saying that you not making as much money as her makes you a bad dude or makes you any less worthy or anything, but the nature of women is, and I remember my uncle told me, God rest his soul, I remember he told me this when I was 15 years old. He said, don't ever date a woman that makes more money than you do. He said, don't ever move into a woman's house. Those two things is what my Uncle Gene told me. Yep. And I kind of argued with him. I was like, what's wrong with dating a woman that make more money than you? He was like, because she's not going to respect you. What? Huh? That's what I said. He said, yeah. She said if a woman, he told me if a woman makes more money than you, that she's going to end up trying to boss you around or, basically what he was saying, she's going to end up trying to son you. If you move into a woman's house, when she gets mad at you, she's going to tell you about her house. But when a woman moves into your house, it's y'all's house. Because most men have enough sense not to call house on a woman that's living there with them. There's nothing worse than making somebody home insecure. When a woman, and I know this has happened to guys, where they've moved into a woman's house and they were together and they may have been together for some years and he didn't, it's her house, but he didn't contribute it to the household. And then she gets mad and you can get the fuck out of my house. Now, she might have just been mad and said that, but I know, because I know this, like I said, I know this happened to a couple of guys. Once she said that one time, it started into motion the chain of events that would eventually end their relationship. Because once you tell a real man that, you don't get to tell him that but one time, because the second time, he's out. Because when you told him the first time, he started putting money away for the escape hatch. He started putting a plan into motion also. Because a real man is not going to sit up and let you're not going to make me homeless. Is you stupid? Yeah. And as a man, that's some whole shit. Unless you mean it, don't say that. Shit. A real woman ain't gonna put up with that anyway. Shit. She gonna be like, oh, just like a man. Once you say that, you best believe the next time you say it, you ain't gonna even have to worry about it no more. Now, you young dudes, I want to tell y'all this too. You ain't got no business arguing back and forth. And I'm talking to the young ladies too. Young ladies and young men, you ain't got no business arguing back and forth with nobody you not married to, you don't have no kids with, and you're not cohabitating with. What the fuck are y'all arguing about? If you arguing, that means it ain't fun. If it ain't fun, what's the fucking point? When I was in my motherfucking teens and 20s, I wasn't finna argue with no broad. Shit, you can ask anybody how quick I let go. Next. And I've always been the type of person, I enjoy my own company. So I don't mind being by myself. You can't do nothing to a nigga like that. See, and let me tell y'all young men something else. This is for the fellas. You have not graduated into manhood until a few things happen in your life. Number one, till you're able to pay all your bills by yourself, you ain't no man. You ain't no man. Until you're 100% self-sustained, you are not no man. If you don't take care of your children, you're not a man. You're a boy, a punk. I know she's a terrible person. Trust me. If anybody knows, I know. But you must, for the sake of the world, take care of your children. Because when there's no father in a child's life, they become little whores and little gangbanging, robbing, asshole, killing, stupid motherfuckers. You have to be there. These women cannot do it alone. And you women, you got to stop being so mad at the man that you don't want him to take care of the child or help raise it or do what he wants to do. He don't want you. But he would like to be in his child's life. Allow him to do that. You fucked up. You was too mean. You was a bitch. Now, don't fuck your child's life up like so many of you have. You act like the man is a deadbeat. No, he's not a deadbeat. He just could not put up with you because he knew that if he kept fooling with you, he was going to end up in prison. Because you are a habitual line stepper and a button pusher and a whore. And then when he doesn't want to be with you, now, oh, you can't see your child, or you make everything as difficult as possible. And you don't even care about the child. My child, you ain't my, okay. Then when he 14 or 15 years old and he's freaking uncontrollable, now you want to try to call somebody who ain't seen the boy in 10 years. He ain't gonna listen to neither one of y'all. You got a feral dog on your hands. You got a girl who don't want to listen because guess what, single mother? You were at work, working night shift, and guess what your little girl was doing? The whole block. Listen, man, I used to live downstairs from this little girl, and her dad was a single dad, and he worked nights. And he had a girlfriend who would come over and stay with his daughter, who was 15 at the time, until the daughter basically ran her off. And this little girl was a cute 15-year-old girl. She was going to be a very attractive young lady. And I remember opening up my door and there being a line in the hallway, and I'm telling you, 9 dudes was in that hallway at that girl door. And I ran them away that night. And I'd like to think that they didn't come back and line back up, but I don't know. But that's what single parent, and that was the man had to work. I talked to him. He was in anguish because I told him. The man he didn't know what to do. So that single parent shit, that's a rough deal. And a lot of times, all you can say is you did the best you can when you really didn't, because the best you could do was to make sure that you have children with somebody who you at least don't mind raising them with. Like, I didn't been with women who I knew I didn't want to be with, but I was like, well, damn, at least if I had a child with her, she ain't a bad mother, And I fucked up. It ain't funny. But you have to look, when you're 20, seems like you got your whole life ahead of you. You young men and you young ladies, y'all like to fuck out of both sides of your drawers. You think it ain't no consequences or whatever, but y'all is out here catching diseases left and right, and y'all having unwanted children left and right. And children are time consuming and very expensive. And a hungry child does not take no for an answer. When a baby is hungry, that motherfucker's gonna yell and scream and cry until you give it something to eat. Or that bottle or whatever it's asking for. So y'all try to make better choices and have fun, but don't have too much fun. And stick to the rules of the game, because the rules don't change. These suckers on the TV screen and these folks that we have to be around, these people who enslaved us in this country, we've taken up a lot of their ways, and as you can see, their way ain't the way. No, no, no. We got to get back to our community and the way we get down. And this has been another episode of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean. And I want y'all to know that this show was produced, arranged, performed, written, and funded by me, Uncle Sean. Peace. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok